Hello, yes, I'm John Windsor-Cunningham. Thank you very much for watching. What makes a great play? What makes a great film? Why are they great? What's special about them? Someone asked me about this, and so this is a very quick video giving one thought about why. If we think of the James Bond films, which, like them or not, are unbelievably successful, the villain is always incredibly dangerous. James Bond is always incredibly perfect. His clothes are perfect. His girlfriend is just amazingly beautiful. The person who makes the things that James Bond can use in his car or in his gun gadgets is amazingly eccentric. His boss, currently played by Judi Dench, is usually someone from the Royal Shakespeare Company, a very powerful, strong actor. Everything about it is strong. Maybe a better example is if you think of a husband and wife in almost any play, in any film. If the wife isn't very strong, isn't very good in their performance, then you wonder why the husbands bother to marry them. Macbeth is a good play if Lady Macbeth and Macbeth are both strong. Romeo and Juliet isn't very good if Romeo isn't as strong as Juliet. And there's a thing that I've been thinking about that I just thought might be of interest to people, and it's to do with this. If we think of can we see this? If we think of a stone, here's a stone, and it's exactly square, it's been carefully cut, it's very strong, and it stands on the ground. And if we think of another stone, which is in fact cut at an angle here, so that it also stands there like that, then something can be interestingly done with it, and it's this. If we take one of these stones and stand it on the ground like this, and put another one exactly the same on top of it like that, the center of gravity of that stone will be in a position where it'll stay there and it won't fall over. Now, don't write into me telling me that I've got the architecture wrong and all this. The principle is that if you do that on both sides and then put a stone like this in between them, this can't fall down because this is holding them up, and this can't fall down because this is holding them down. And here's an easier example maybe to make sense of, where I've got little stones which are just slightly narrower here than at the side. And you can easily imagine that if you have them all the way around, they hold each other up. They don't need cement. And that's my point, really, that plays, good productions, great productions, involve not just one great performance. Of course it's wonderful when one actor is great, and you've got to behave. You can't force other actors to do it your way, to have your vision of this great play. They've got to do whatever they want, and you leave them alone. You've got to try and find something in them that will be possible to play off. If you've got to find someone incredibly beautiful, then you have to open your heart and find them incredibly beautiful, even if you don't at first. You've got to believe it. But in the West Wing television series, if Martin Sheen, who plays the president, of course, who's so fantastic in it, I mean, he is surrounded by Bradley Cooper and Richard Schiff and Janelle Maloney and all those others who are so wonderful in it. But if they weren't, if he was surrounded by not very good actors, he would still be great, because he's playing it at the best level he can, as if the actors are right. He's seeing in the actors, not as if, he's actually seeing in the actors around him what is needed for him to see. He's seeing, it'd be like James Bond having to do a film where the person playing the villain in it isn't very strong. The James Bond has to look on the villain as being very strong, as being very scary for reasons of his own. There has to be a balance, a bridge, a collection, ideally. And if there isn't, obviously, then there has to be one that you can make for yourself. This is not a single performance. A great play is made up of parts that hold each other up. And I just thought that it was rather a nice idea. The idea of us all being part of something that we hold each other up, or certainly aiming to be our part in this bridge. And I'm not quite sure of my architecture here, but it's even possible in some bridge like this for there to be some tiny piece here, some person playing a small part. I'm not trying to make it a bigger part, but just fitting in there and holding the whole thing up by being simply good in their part. They help it being great. They mustn't stand out. They must just do their job. But, well, great plays are made up of parts that hold themselves together. Now that's bollocks. I didn't put that at all well. It's quite difficult to put into words, isn't it? But I think you get the idea that there's something about this extraordinary fact that a bridge made of stones will hold things up without any cement to hold those stones in place. They each hold each other in place. And I think that's a terrific idea. So, hang around, and if you're lucky, you'll be in a few productions in your life where that happens. And that will be fun. Thanks for watching.